Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. So, last time we did that, failure. An absolute failure of trying to get gasoline started, needing more EV stuff. So, one of the things that's kind of gone on with me trying to do all that is we're running extremely low on our benzene here. So, I kind of got to jump straight into what we're doing today. I need to up my greenhouse activity, as we're still going to continue to do the charcoal byproduct. However, it is running twice as fast. So we need to do a couple of different things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out this wood pulp and get rid of it. We need this machine. And we're also going to want this gas turbine, which if I grab out wrench, make sure we save this fuel. I'm going to break this off. I am going to go ahead and dump this in here. Now, the thing that we are going to do is we're going to start changing. So I've already changed the output from the greenhouse to have the trees come down, and we're no longer going to be making the regular fermented biomass through the brewery method. I'm going to do it in a pyrolysine oven. So to get that finished up, I just have to do the maintenance on this thing. So let's pull out all of the tools needed for a maintenance check. So we got it all. Just need a screwdriver. What I forgot. No. We're missing. We got a wrench, we got a screwdriver, and what is the last one? We got screwdriver, we got wrench, we've got mallet, crowbar, wire cutters. So I just need to make a new hammer. Is that what happened? Is it didn't use it because it broke? Let's do a hammer. Let's do a... Have enough vanadium steel for it? Back out. I don't think this is what it is, but how is it that it's not happy about? Got all the tools. Doesn't need a file, but maybe? Oh no, it says it's fine. What? That's confusing. It's got the X on the tool up there in the top right, so I thought it wasn't, but it is. So now the last thing we're going to have to do is we need to look at the recipe. To make biomass, we need a programmed circuit 1. So I have an infinite water. I have our saplings coming down and getting crushed. I think we're going to have to do something where if it doesn't get crushed, we need to void them so that they're just gone at this point, and I will take something off of that in the future. But we'll have to see how quickly it goes through everything. So grab the input, we put a circuit of 1. Now that'll take its time. It's going to take 30 seconds. And we'll get out 5 buckets of pyrolysine. Or not pyrolysine, of biomass. Then, we can go directly to it. Should do that instead. No, because we get a 1-to-1. Hold on. Biomass, we get 4 for 4 buckets. or one. Yeah, no, we want to do two. Program circuit 2. So this first one's going to empty out. And we're going to go ahead and allow the input. Let it ferment for a second. But I didn't realize you could just go straight into it, so we should be able to just wire this puppy straight into what I wanted to instead. So let's go ahead and get... Okay, we got the distillery, we've got the advanced turbine. So the way that I was going to do this is we're going to use the fermented biomass in the distillery to make just methane is what I had decided, because 600 buckets is yielded from 1 bucket of methane. This requires 6, 7 is... Okay, let's do some quick math on that. So 6750. But then if we do this, we get 224 per 2. So times that by 300. Yeah. Yeah, so times that by 300. So we should get plenty of energy out of that. If that's not right, that's kind of weird that it looks that way. So we're just going to have to kickstart it with a little bit of fuel. Which, if I remember right, we can even use fermented... No, we can just use regular biomass. Let's actually group all of that biomass out. And we're going to break this off. And get rid of our... there. Literally just place it straight like that. Something like this. Say we want output of fluid to be that side. We want the methane gas, and that's going to be number 7. Distillery, I guess better to be this one. Number 7, and we'll get fertilizer as well, which is what we wanted. Now if we just put the biomass in here and kickstart it. No. Oh, it's in a boiler. Got it. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll dump this out just so we don't have to worry about containing that. Grab out a single bucket of methane from over here. Kind of funny that I got 2 quests that actually need it right now that I'm grabbing it out. Pop it on into turbine. Looks like it should be doing its thing. We will get it to output. And the answer is yes. It looks like it's going to be able to contain that and more. So the thing that I did really want to do is we're going to go get a super container for methane. So I made one of those up before starting here to allow me to store a lot of it in there, knowing that it's going to get used pretty well. We're going to put it there. Make sure it outputs on the side. Give ourselves a polyethylene pipe there. Round up. Let that fill up a little bit while we get this ready to start piping straight out. I was going to do this in a different manner originally, and then I realized it's probably best if I try to find a shortcut to get what I want. So don't want too much pipe in this room, so we're going to try to thread it over here. And then straight up is our input for it is now on this side. And we can go up, over, wrench should open, and then say we're using number 2. Now, right now, quite clearly, we're not having to do it too much. Already, so we are going to want some way to dump saplings that we're not. How much is that using? It's using 0.6, so we can actually upgrade the compressor. And now that that's full, that's going to start backing up if we don't change this. We'll change that to go there. We'll change this to go up. And now all of our things should be stacking up in different places here. And there we go. We now got ourselves some fertilizer automated. This is exactly what I wanted this for, actually, down here. It's kind of cool to have this down here working. I just want to mine out some more in the future so I have more space. I was originally going to try to do the sand-dirt method to do it, but I would still have to do the getting the plant ball stuff, which means I would have to siphon off saplings somehow. And with this way, what I can do is I can have a restrictive pipe. Go get my bronze restrictive pipe, I believe, what I got. Brass there, yeah, brass restrictive pipe. Let's see if I have any more brass in here to make a few. I do. 5. Let's see how many we actually need before I place them all down there, and then we're gonna need an item filter. Might have one in my backpack. Let me check that first. I do. So we want this to be saplings exclusively, but we do want it to be a restrictive pipe because we only want it to use this if the other one is full. And I know that I don't necessarily have to use it, but I certainly want to make sure that there is no possibility of a mix-up. So go up 1, 2, 3, 4, need 3 more. And then we can actually still hook up the old system to make the saplings do the regular biomass as well. Just so we have 2 ways to siphon off these saplings and not have them clog up the output, as it now needs 2 outputs open. Such a hard time finding this stuff. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Ooh. But this should help resolve the fuel issue, as the main issue now, what I'll have to do is we need to worry about our charcoal output. Because we're now going to be outputting lots of charcoal as well. That should have emptied out my oak saplings. Down here. Yep, those are all gone. We are now processing and doing that at a much faster rate. So it's 15 seconds faster. And not only is it 15 seconds faster, it's producing twice the output. And due to that, with the 12 that we'll get, that means that we have enough for a minimum of 6 of the it's kind of crazy to think about. I could actually possibly power this entire setup with the methane that we got. That's actually crazy to think about. I could get this off of the steam, but I'm using the steam just because I want a backup system to be able to help Basically want to use like an old, easier system to just be like, I can chuck fuel in there, get it running, and I'll get this all back online, even though this stuff will still require the regular power. So it looks like, yes, we are now getting it fast enough that we are looking like we're actually positive, because we were at 8.3 beforehand. And for it to keep going back up towards 8.2, looks like we are slightly negative, which means the only other option we've got is to up the power again. So what I'm thinking is we upgrade this entire system with HV, everything in. So we get 3 extractors that are HV, we get a HV turbine and an MV transformer, and that should whip up the power supply the way that we need it here. So we need ourselves an HV. Steam. Oh, that's right. If you click down there after up here, steam turbine. Not steam turbine. What am I? That's crazy. That's a bad idea. Very, very bad idea. We want a gas turbine. Make sure we can craft everything up. This will help get all of this stuff going really well. So I know we need acetic acid, we need ethanol, but these two are nice. And then once we get up a little bit more, we can actually, I think what we want to do is we want to break this out and change the orientation of these pipes as well, so we can build this layer up in the future. One more, because there is one more output, and I know we do need that as well eventually, so it is worth having that future-proof. With that in mind, we should be almost through everything that we need. Still, unfortunately, using some basic assemblers and a regular advanced circuit assembler. Because I could probably take all of these recipes downstairs and have them run a bit faster. Let's actually do that. Take all these recipes downstairs. Even though they don't require a clean room, there's only so much to be done in a circuit assembler anyways that, well, it's way better to put them down here, and then I can also know where they're at when I need to swap them out in the future. So we got that one, and then we need this one's next, and HV, and our pattern processing. So there is this turbine up and running, and then let's start getting extractors. HV extractor, we're gonna need to get ourselves 3 of those special coils. So let's look at that. What is the coil? Canthal. Good thing we did make some canthal last time. It does look like I'm gonna have a problem. Actually, might be able to solve that problem really quickly, which is kind of funny. Can I make export? We should have like a tag export. Tag export. We just need a item tag filter. Let's look at the item tag filter. Got that stuff. Kind of forgot that it becomes a hot ingot, and that if you don't place it in its thing, it's gonna eject. Just like that. And then if we do that, we can say Oh, these are so good. Can you do both of them? You can do both of them. Wow. Hot underscore ingots. We do need wild card. Alright, and then if we hook the cable up. Sweet. And now we should have our two more. So let's turn that off. Get our Canthal rods, hammer them down. I think I have a hammer up here. Go downstairs. I will say one of the other things I'm probably going to have to put a automatic maintenance thing on top of is the steam thing down there if I'm doing it this way, because one thing did happen that scared me. And I was burning fuel pretty quickly because it ran out down there. So just like that, make sure I was out. I do have to make sure that auto inserts again. Now if we come back for the extractor, it's that very first one. Then let's do, we need our MV. Transformer. We need this one, medium voltage transformer. Have everything else besides basic cable stuff. Go close up our floor again since I'm gonna put in the pipes back anyways. I have to go do that on the basement. Trying to pinch as much stuff from up top here so that I don't run out of or not pinch stuff, so that I can not run out of. Of course I can't get that up there. I have to move the box. So, to get this started over here, we're going to start pinching out everything. So we need that first. We'll let it drain. Let it do its thing while we go make our second extractor. So, make another extractor. Parts. Well, I went around the first time, but so now we'll go ahead and bucket that up. So this in here, and we will get up. HV1 down, and this is going to start sucking up fuel as this processes through. Oh, we're out of batteries. I don't have any charged up at the moment. We're just going to pop those off. Go with a medium voltage transformer straight on there. Make sure it is flipped that direction. Have ourselves out. Fill this up. Get it started. And then here is the best part. So I can put the medium voltage cables on here. these go with their current setup, get that medium voltage right there. As these only require a little bit of power to start, just add on in. Same thing, clip that in. Same thing, put that one in. So we can keep the charcoal things running. And then one more, once again, so we can keep it running and we don't have a problem. We're going to make sure this one is feeding this way so we don't get backdraft. Place our... I thought I had an idea. Oh, don't tell me I made a distillery. Made a distillery. And not... an extractor. That's a problem. Oh, boy. This again. HV extractor. Forget. I mean, on the bright side, we have one of those if we need it later. Let's put that away. Don't need that in here anymore. All these machines in here. Keep that for later use since it is a gas turbine, something we are using on the regular. There is that. And let's make, we're out of steel. We need iron, not iron. Craft up another stack. Make sure that that's auto inputting down here again. I think it is. I know it is. I already tested that earlier. Ooh. Got an extractor. So let's go downstairs and see how well that gets through backlog. Do we need a thing? We do not need a special thing on it. We do need a pipe. And with this pipe, we can add that one. I honestly wonder, so this is going to act like two of the MV ones. So why does it not want to? Because we need power. No, that would be a smart thing about that. So yeah, 64 EU per tick. So that means I could supply 4 of these with that power. And it only takes 1.6 seconds, where this point takes 1.32. Or sorry, 3.2. So this one's going to go much faster, and then we just need to make sure it's outputting on the bottom. And that'll add more, and we should just kind of keep going now. Looks like we're getting through a decent chunk of the backlog, starting anyways, but it's not really backlog because more is crafting already. So we need that second one, and maybe we can start draining our backlog and get that. Just the rest of that getting crafted. It is nice to have set up a extractor up there. If you want to figure out, I know how to do it. I know what to set up, but I just got to figure out where I'm going to place it because I've got to change some stuff around. But I want to set something up to auto craft steel when it gets low in inventory. I've got to figure out where I'm going to have space for that because I still want it to be attached to the storage bus through the block at the base. Okay, so now we should be able to come over here. Pop this one out. We'll have a big old stack of stuff. And It's already full. But look at that. We're chewing through it pretty well. 1.6. So what? We're processing one every, I guess 4 is 1.6 times 2, 2.2, 9. So we're processing one every 2.5 seconds ish, roughly. So one every 2.5 seconds, and we're getting 20 after 16. That's definitely still not enough, so we still need to upgrade more. I will get the last 2 of those done off camera, because I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me craft up those extractors, because it can get pretty boring. I don't have much else to say right now, because I'm kind of a little bit all over the place thinking about math and not doing it because I don't have a pen in front of me to write on my paper, but I can do little bits in my head. It's pretty late at night, so brain capacity is a little bit shot. Thank you guys here for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!